Have you ever felt invisible in a crowded room? Have you ever scrolled through social media, watched everyone else's highlight reels, and felt a deep sense of loneliness creeping in, as if you are permanently disconnected from the people around you? What if I told you that the most successful relationships in your life are not built through luck, charm, or being the loudest person in the room, but through deliberate, consistent actions that most people overlook every single day? Today, I am going to take you on a deep journey into building strong relationships, whether they are friendships, romantic partnerships, or professional connections, by giving you powerful, actionable habits that work in the real offline world without any fluff or shortcuts. Because in 2025, relationships are more complex and more essential than ever before. The first fundamental truth you need to understand is that relationships are not about grand gestures, flashy gifts, or being endlessly entertaining. They are about presence, authenticity, consistency, and shared experience. In a world dominated by digital illusions and surface-level interactions, real connections are rare, and they do not happen by accident. They are built with intention and effort. Let me start with the most powerful habit you can develop immediately: being present. Being present sounds simple, almost trivial, but it is one of the most underrated and most powerful habits in building any meaningful relationship. Think about a time when you were talking to someone and they were constantly distracted by their phone or looking around the room instead of making eye contact. How did that make you feel? Chances are you felt unimportant, undervalued, and disconnected. Now imagine flipping the script. Imagine being that person who gives their full attention to the person in front of them. Whether it is a colleague, a friend, or a potential romantic partner, being fully present means you are not waiting for your turn to speak. You are not planning your next Instagram post, and you are not silently judging their every word. You are simply there, fully engaged. Let me share a story of Rebecca, a graphic designer working in a busy agency in New York. She was known for her outstanding work, but struggled to form deep connections with her colleagues. Every lunch break, she would sit alone, scrolling through social media, wondering why nobody invited her out. One afternoon, she decided to change her approach. Instead of keeping her head down, she approached a colleague she barely knew and asked about their weekend. Not in a rehearsed way, but with genuine curiosity. Her colleague opened up about a personal project they were passionate about, and for the first time, Rebecca listened without interrupting or planning her own story. Slowly, those small conversations turned into genuine friendships because being present allowed trust to grow naturally. Next, we must talk about vulnerability, because it is the secret ingredient most people ignore. Vulnerability is not about oversharing or being dramatic. It is about showing your human side, admitting your weaknesses, and not pretending to be perfect. Let me tell you about David, a software engineer who believed that showing weakness at work was a career killer. He would always present himself as confident and fully in control, avoiding admitting when he was overwhelmed or unsure about a project. Over time, his colleagues saw him as distant and unapproachable. Then one day, during a team meeting, David admitted he was struggling with a tight deadline and asked for help. Surprisingly, his team appreciated his honesty. And not only did they offer support, but they also respected him more because vulnerability created trust. In every strong relationship, whether it is friendship, romance, or professional, vulnerability acts as a bridge. It allows the other person to lower their guard and connect with you on a deeper level. This is not about being weak. It is about being courageous. Because when you share your struggles, you stop building walls around yourself and start building real connections. Another crucial habit that many people misunderstand is the power of consistent effort. The misconception is that relationships are built in dramatic, unforgettable moments, grand gestures, surprise trips, expensive gifts. In reality, the opposite is true. The mentally strong and emotionally intelligent build relationships through small, consistent actions every single day. Take the story of Maria, who wanted to build stronger bonds with her family and friends, but always felt she lacked time or resources. Instead of planning big events, she started sending short messages every day, asking how people were, offering to help with small tasks, or remembering minor details about their lives. Over time, those small touches of care turned into strong, lasting relationships. In the world of romance, it is especially important to understand that love is a muscle you need to train consistently. Let us talk about Jake, a man who believed that being charming and attractive would automatically keep his girlfriend interested. He posted pictures of vacations, luxury dinners, and expensive gadgets to impress her. However, the relationship remained shallow, and after a while, the spark faded. The moment Jake shifted focus from impressing to understanding, the relationship transformed. He started asking meaningful questions, remembered small details like her favorite movie, and simply spent quality time without expectations. His relationship grew deeper, not because of material things, but because of consistent, intentional effort to care. When it comes to professional relationships, many fall into the trap of seeing colleagues as competition or obstacles. The truth is, strong professional connections are built on mutual respect, small acts of kindness, and consistent support. Mark, a project manager, was always focused on his own career and viewed colleagues as competitors. He rarely offered help or shared credit. On the other hand, Lisa, his colleague, would always take time to help when someone was struggling, offer constructive feedback, and stay positive during challenging times. As a result, people naturally gravitated toward Lisa when they needed collaboration, support, or professional advice. Her network became her greatest asset, not because she sought to impress, but because she consistently gave value without expecting immediate returns. One of the most powerful yet simplest habits to build strong relationships is listening more than speaking. Many people believe that to be interesting, they need to talk about their achievements, make others laugh, or offer solutions. The real power lies in asking the right questions and genuinely listening to the answers. Consider this offline example. During a dinner gathering, most people were competing to tell the most impressive story, but one person simply asked, "What has been the most challenging thing you faced this year?" and listened without judgment or interruption. That person instantly became the most memorable because they made others feel seen and heard. Listening is not passive. It is an active choice to focus, understand, and respond thoughtfully. Mentally strong people know that making others feel important is the fastest way to build real connections. Another major misconception in building relationships is the desperate attempt to please everyone. This is one of the fastest routes to shallow connections and personal exhaustion. Trying to be liked by everyone leads to people-pleasing behaviors that drain your energy and make your relationships transactional. Emma used to say yes to every request, attend every event, and try to maintain a perfect image. But this only resulted in burnout and superficial connections. The moment she started setting boundaries, saying no when necessary, and focusing her time and energy on people who genuinely mattered, her relationships became stronger and more meaningful. She became less available, but more valuable. Building strong relationships also requires creating shared experiences. This is something almost nobody emphasizes enough. It is easy to be acquaintances, but to be close friends, partners, or respected colleagues, you need to build memories together. Let me share a real-life story. Jake and Mike worked together for years, but never really connected until one weekend they went hiking together. No phones, no distractions, just the trail and long conversations about life, dreams, and struggles. By the time they reached the mountain summit, their bond was stronger than ever. Shared experiences, especially those that involve vulnerability, effort, or challenge, are the glue that holds people together far longer than any random chat or social media interaction ever will. The most powerful habit that builds every strong relationship is the mindset shift from seeking validation to giving value. Many people spend their time trying to get likes, comments, or approval from others to feel worthy, but the mentally strong do the opposite. They focus on how they can add value to other people's lives, whether it is offering help at work without expecting a reward, showing up for a friend in tough times, or simply being there to listen. These small, consistent actions compound into a network of deep, lasting connections. It is also crucial to stop chasing perfection in relationships. Nobody is perfect, and pretending to be makes people see you as inauthentic. Real connections are built when you accept your flaws and let others accept theirs. Imagine your closest friendship. Did it form because you both had perfect lives? No. It likely grew through messy, imperfect moments, mutual failures, shared struggles, and learning to forgive. One of the most powerful examples comes from offline life, where consistent reliability beats grand promises. Think about the friend who always shows up when you need them, the colleague who never forgets your birthday, or the partner who holds your hand in silence when words are not enough. Those small, consistent actions build trust over time and form the foundation of unshakable relationships. Ultimately, building strong relationships is about patience, effort, and authenticity. It is not a sprint, but a marathon. Every small choice matters. Choosing to listen instead of talk. Choosing to be vulnerable instead of pretending. Choosing to show up instead of disappearing. The more you practice these habits every single day, the stronger your relationships will become.